Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fiza Fatima, and I'm a healthcare management student. Today, I did my IT assignment as article analysis and presentation, which is based on IT governance, cybersecurity, compliance, privacy, and risk management, which is conducted by Magnuson Hayes and his colleagues. Let's move towards slide 2. Article selected. The authors of the article are Lars Magnuson, Surfras Iqbal, Patrick Illman, Fisnik Dilipi, which is published on July 16th. The article type is regular contribution in a peer-reviewed journal. The main topic is information security governance in a public sector organization, which examines governance, risk management, compliance, cyber security, and privacy together, which connects security controls to executive accountability and organization strategy. Let's move towards like third slide, which is like article summary. What is the central message? The central message is like information security should hold not to be treated only as a technical function. Public sector organization need governance structure that aligns security with mission compliance and operational continuity. Recent incidents show that weak governance process often sit behind security failures. Like recent incidents where like the security failures are appearing, the reason behind is like weak governance. So that's why we have to take some measures to protect it. The study purpose. The authors systematically map academic research on information security governance in the public sector. The review identify what has been studied, which frameworks are used, and how risk performance are measured. Let's go in deep with that. So the research method. So the research and screening process, systemic mapping review using Prisma. So in that we started with the initial records of 1496. After duplicates removed, it became 1309, and after screening and everything, we just left with 125. And then again, after full text assess, we left with 72, and at the end, we just left with 41 studies included. Evidence are based. The authors search ACM Digital Library, IEEE, Explore, Scopus, and Web of Science. Only journal and conference papers were included. Non-peer review reports and white papers were excluded. The final set contained 31 journal papers and 10 conference papers only, whereas we start with 1496. So let's move towards the slide 5, which where we're going to discuss about governance is the main issue. Yeah, for every, I don't agree, but most of the failures, public privacy failures, are due to governance. Because of their alignments, because of their like not paying more attention, these all things are happening. So the review studies repeatedly link public sector security problem to governance and management gap. The gap between governance and management leads to public sector security problems. The article emphasizes senior management commitment, strategic alignment, control and accountability, and cross-functional coordination. What does it mean? The article which I did assignment on, it emphasizes the senior management commitment, strategic alignment, and control accountability across functional coordination. A strong information security governance program must connect policies, people, process, technology, and measurable outcomes. Why it says like that? Because if governance pay more attention or connect policy or people, processes, technology, measurable outcomes will come. For managers, this means cybersecurity must be included in enterprises governed, not delegated entirely to IT staff. Let's move to slide 6. Slide 6. Key finding. Public sector security is a multi-dimensional. The article groups the governance challenge into several recurring themes. Most investigating areas include governance and day-to-day management, risk management and risk mitigation, technical security of network system and data, e-government, which is like electronic government system reliability and citizen trust, affecting information security process and role clarity. Why these all are matter? Now it's like public agencies store sensitive citizen and operational data, which is really private thing. So to protect them, weak governance can disrupt services, reduce trust, increase legal exposure. If the governance is weak, it will lead to disrupt services, reduce trust, and increase legal exposure. Digital government increase the need for secure, accessible, and accountable system. In slide 7, I discuss about frameworks and compliances. Like standard help translate governance goals into repeatable control. Common framework identified in the article are like ISO IEC 27000 27001, where it states that information security management system and control environment guidance. The next is GDPR, which means personal data protection, privacy, obligation, and accountability for processing activities. The third is NIS and NIS2, which means cybersecurity for essential services and digital infrastructure. Other framework discussed in the literature include COBIT, ITIL, and NSIT related approaches. The lessons or like compliance lessons, like framework adoption is helpful only when it properly implemented, audited, funded, and supported by leadership. What does it mean? Like we created the frameworks, okay, but how it's gonna work? How we can make it work? Framework adoption is helpful only when it is properly implemented, audited, funded, and supported by leadership. If it is not like properly implemented, not audited, or not funded, it won't work the way we planned. That's why we have to be like go through or see whether it's working a proper way or no. The article warns that organizations sometimes simplify complex framework in ways that introduce new risk. Let's move towards slide 8, which may in which we discuss the article finds weaker coverage of risk and performance measurement. Underdevelopment measurement practices like key performance indicators are discussed in only a small part of a review literature. Quantitative and qualitative risk assessment are important but not consistently applied. These are the gaps which are raising in between performance management. Security maturity models can guide improvement, but they are not widely used. The fourth is that compliance audits are necessary to verify adherence to policy, standard, and regulation. Training and awareness remain essential because employee behavior directly affect security outcome. Practical messages like managers need dashboards that connect control, risk, incidents, audit result, and compliance status. Then only we can overcome. Application to module 2 concept. See, module concept is like IT governance, data governance, compliance, cyber security. IT governance, take a right decisions, accountability, strategy, alignment. Data governance, data accessibility, sensitivity, quality, responsible use. Compliance, meeting standards, laws, audit, expectation, privacy, rules. Now what cyber security, like protecting system through people, process, and technology. We have to keep these all in mind in order to achieve our like information system to be protected. The article connection, like security must be owned by senior management and embedded into enterprise process. Public sector data requires control that protect privacy while enabling the service delivery. Frameworks such as ISO IEC 2001, GDPR, and NIS are useful only when audits are measurable. See, if you created a frameworks and not even like looking around it, like not even taking care of that means nothing. So we have to do like only useful only when they conduct audits and measurable control. Human awareness, risk evaluation, and governance discipline strengthen technical controls. Last but not least, it's like a managerial recommendation. Action public sector organization leaders can take in order to protect everything. So treat information security as an enterprise governance responsibility, not a stand-alone technical task. What does it mean? Treat information security as an enterprise governance responsibility. It's a responsibility, whole governance, not just a technical task. Okay. So build an integrated governance framework using recognized standard and clear ownership. So we have to build an integrated governance framework by using standard and clear ownership. Fund regular risk assessment, compliance audit, KPI reporting, and security maturity reviews. Develop a cybersecurity culture through role-based training and continuous awareness program. The moment we follow these all things, the moment we do all the things, it will like directly proportional to increasing the security or like privacy controls. Use measurement results to improve policy control and incident readiness over time. So, final conclusion of the whole thing is like the article shows that strong cybersecurity depend on strong governance. If we apply everything like all the laws, all the frameworks, cybersecurity, it won't work until and unless there is a strong governance. That is the final conclusion of my whole article. So references is like Magnuson, L. Iqbal, S. Elm, P. and Dilipi, E.F. 2025. Information security governance in the public sector, investigation approaches, measures and trend. International Journal of Information Security 24, Article 177. That's it. Thank you.